Welcome, everybody. I'm Debbie, and I just had my headphones on to check that the new theme song was playing. It's going to continue in the background quietly and then stop. It's the new setup here. Welcome to Your Life After Tech. We've got a new YouTube channel as well, at Your Life After Tech. And today we're going to be talking about my book launch. So I hope if you are here live in the chat, you will leave a message or an emoji or something so that we can see who is here. And I hope you will subscribe to Your Life After Tech on YouTube for that content so that I can adjust which channels get what. And we are here to talk about my new book. Yours will not say not for resale. You will get the correct one. Someone is telling me that the book link doesn't look good on an iPhone. We're working on that now. Pier Mario, can you maybe take that bottom piece off? People are complaining. Hey, Jackie. Yes, Life After Tech is out and you can get it. You can scan this QR code. You can go to lifeaftertech.info. All the links will be there. The Audible version has not been approved yet, but I did record an audiobook before I got sick. So please excuse me. I am a little sick right now, but I've got my hot tea. And of course, I have it in my super mug. I wanted to talk, even though we're going to do another stream next week where I'm going to talk more about some of the content that's in the book, and we'll even do an exercise together. That'll be next Monday at 9 p.m. Italy time. Hey, thank you, Matthew. By the way, in case people are wondering, oh no, is this another really long Debbie Levitt book? No. I went short this time, so it is significantly smaller than Customers Know You Suck. This is a much easier read. Most people will get through the content in about 5 hours, but then I hope you will spend days on the exercises. There's 18 exercises because what's going on with our jobs? What's going on in tech? Not just me in UX or you in UX, product management, engineering, business analysts, strategists, recruiters, customer support. We're hearing about it from everybody. People are being laid off or they're afraid of being laid off, and some people have not been able to find jobs for a very long time. And unfortunately, a lot of the media that's out there is either fluffy and not actionable, like, oh, don't worry, keep positive, it's just around the corner. Or it's a bit victim blaming-y, like, well, you didn't update your resume enough, and you didn't take my course on how to stand out. And I saw one really wild one the other day that was like, it was a list of all the research you should do about a company before your interview. And my thought was, I've never been asked any of these things about a company. I do minimal research on a company, but that's not why I'm not getting the job. Sorry, don't want to end up in a coughing fit. So much to talk about. So I want to start with reading a little bit. Well, I've already started. I want to talk about a little bit of the book I want to read you. This is from chapter 1, and this is going to be the sample on Audible. Thank you, Sirocco. Tell everyone. So let's see. And by the way, the paper books are available. I didn't get mine yet, so I still have the proof from Amazon. But it's a 5.5 by 8.5. It's about 156 pages, and it's super pretty. Thanks to Malika Fraser, who drew this by hand for me. Isn't she the best? She did the other book covers as well. So I'm going to be reading to you from chapter 1, which is called Perspectives. And then I'll read you a little bit of the table of contents so you can hear what's in the book. But as I read this, give me some messages in the chat, especially if you feel like I'm talking to or about you or maybe someone you know. And again, please subscribe to the new channel, Your Life After Tech, because I won't necessarily broadcast Life After Tech content to the CXCC channel. People will want them separated. Someone is saying that the YouTube isn't live. Is that
Life After Tech?
Let me check. Hold on. That's very strange. Apologies to people who are getting waiting for the host to start. If you're getting that, come on over to the Your Life After Tech channel. Yeah. Is it broadcasting on LinkedIn? Yes, because we got Matthew writing a note. And let's see. Oh my gosh, so many things happening all at the same time. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I've got my husband double checking some of these things. All right, so let's read a little bit from the book. And if you've got questions about the book, let me know. So I'm going to read a little bit. I'm going to read you the table of contents so you have a sense of what's in it. And I'm going to answer the big burning question that we've had from the, hey, Melanie. Hi, Ekta. We're going to answer the big burning question of how long did it take me to write this? So that's a fun merge. I got to check why it's doing that. All right, so let's read a little bit of chapter 1. This is chapter 1, Perspectives, and this is a subchapter called Passion Doesn't Always Pay. I've seen content aimed at people considering leaving or actively in the process of leaving a tech career. The message tends to be that you can get out of tech, follow your passion, and do something you love. Or someone will trot out the so-called Ikigai Venn diagram, which will be discussed and replaced in Chapter 8 by my Grounded Goals framework. We should do things that we love, though these are typically our hobbies. We might not get paid to do the things we love most. Hands up, who wants to pay to watch or listen to me sing? Not enough of you for me to make that a career or a side income. And that's okay. Yes, this is not life after death. This is life after tech. We are hopefully all still alive. And it's okay if you don't want to pay to see or hear me sing. That's just not going to be my side career. But think about activities, hobbies, and projects you can do all day. You get so absorbed in them that you forget to eat or stand up and walk around. Time flies by because these things come from your heart and they're a great match to your core personal qualities, which we'll explore in a later chapter. When people think about new work possibilities or career directions, they sometimes look back at their hobbies and wonder if they can generate serious income. Sometimes they can, and they absolutely can, and it's worth investigating and calculating. Sometimes the job we're paid to do is unrelated to our hobbies and passions, but paid work facilitates our hobbies and passions. Having work and collecting a paycheck allow us to spend time and money on what truly makes us happy. Your LinkedIn Live is not up with 30 attendees. LinkedIn is not good at this. Thanks, Ross. LinkedIn people are responding, so I don't know what's happening, but let's leave a quick message in the event. Yes, Mohammed, it's not life after death. That is funny. Book launch. I'll leave a message for everybody. That's so sad that LinkedIn can't get this right. Please join at youtube.com/at Your Life After Tech. I'll have to fix that for next week's lesson. Thanks for the heads up, Ross. All right, so back to reading from chapter 1. Sometimes the job we're paid to do is unrelated to our hobbies and passions, but paid work facilitates our hobbies and passions. Having work and collecting a paycheck allow us to spend time and money on what truly makes us happy. You have had at least one tech job or project that didn't match who you are at your core. It wasn't your dream, passion, mission, vocation, or true calling. You might not be passionate about a web page that helps people apply for loans. Optimizing engagement is probably not your life purpose or calling. Nudging people to use an app more might not be aligned with your personal mission. And you did the work anyway, as best as you could, and you collected your payment for that work. You found something you could hold on to that told you you were doing the right things or something good for somebody. It's great when we're passionate about our work, but your work might not be your passion, and your passions might not be satisfied by your work. I was a senior UX architect at Macy's.com for 2 years without being a Macy's store, website, or app shopper. I'm not in the target audience, but I did the best work I could, despite blockers, bureaucracy, bullshit, and toxic narcissists, because every day I told myself I was doing my best to make something better for the Macy's shopper. Macy's was a decent job. I liked most of the people and projects, and it paid well. But it wasn't emotionally satisfying, and I didn't expect it to be. I didn't feel self-actualization or a sense of belonging. I was happy to do the best job I could and be paid for it. There you go. That's a little bit of chapter 1. And again, if you have any questions about the book, please ask them. I'm monitoring the chat, as you can see. If you know a friend who needs to read this book because they are struggling with not being able to find a job right now and wondering what their future in tech might be, please tell them about the book. The book does not require you to leave tech. The title is fun, but you are not required to leave tech. I don't want to leave tech. I'm hoping that I will have tech jobs until I retire or die, whichever comes first. But some of us might not find that next job in tech, and we've got to be ready with what we're going to do. We've got to be ready for when we're done with tech or when tech is done with us. Kristen, congrats on the book. Excited to find out how long this took you and see if my answer on the poll was correct. Okay, that will be after I read some of the table of contents. Thank you, Kristen. So let's go through the table of contents quickly so I can give you an idea of what's in here. Again, the hardcover is in color and the paperback is in grayscale. So I've got the color version. Ooh, la la. It's on Amazon. I also have signed books. If people want to get a signed book, you can get them on deltacx.media. Hello, Joel, and congratulations to Joel for getting his next tech job. Always proud. So let's learn about what's in the book. It's split into parts and chapters. So part 1 is reflection. This is where we're going to look at some of the tough stuff and have a little bit of catharsis. Chapter 1 is perspectives. Chapter 2 is why leave tech? Chapter 3 is difficult emotions and thoughts. Here I deal with toxic positivity and so many other things that are helping to drag us down even further. Part 2 of the book is what I call the Phoenix Flight Plan, which I do have a graphic of. Please hold. Ta-da! I'm still working on my setup here. Man Ray, I'll get you in a moment. So the Phoenix Flight Plan is split into 8 phases. So they've got, each have their own chapter. So chapter 4 is an overview of the Phoenix Flight Plan. Chapter 5, phase 1, core personal qualities. Chapter 6, phase 2, sense of reward. I'll put this back up. Chapter 7, phase 3, belonging. Chapter 8, phase 4, grounded goals. Chapter 9, phase 5, potential work areas. Chapter 10, phase 6, check for matching. This says check for matching. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. Chapter 11, phase 7, work area specifics. Chapter 12, phase 8, scenario planning. And part 3 is time to fly. So chapter 13 is the conclusion, and chapter 14 has some resources. So that's what's in the book. Clap, clap, clap. I'm so excited about it. Let's answer Man Ray's question, and then we'll get to the poll that was on LinkedIn. Man Ray says, are there any books, training, resources you recommend as mandatory for junior designers or people that just came out of UX boot camps? Not right now, because I'm worried about if there are even jobs for you. It's not like, oh, if only you read this book, you'll get the job and everybody else won't. Or if only you took this training, you're going to stand out and get this job. That's just not, in my opinion, that's just not the case right now. There are people with things to sell that would tell you otherwise. Yes, I'm selling this book, but it's going to cost you a lot less than those people's courses that tell you, oh yeah, if you take my course, you'll really stand out. So no, I don't think that there's any of these things. I think you can only try your best to highlight your skills and abilities and any specialized experience or techniques you have, and hope that you're the best fit for the job. I'm applying to multiple things and I'm constantly rejected. So it's not like, oh gosh, if only Debbie had just read that book, she would get that interview or job. I don't want you to think that if you're not getting the job, it's because you're broken. But that's what other people want you to think. So I would say, please look into Life After Tech. The book is $18 on Amazon. The digital version on my website is $10. That's a PDF and EPUB together. And what else? And then the hardcover is a little more expensive because Amazon charges me more. The audiobook is coming. It is narrated by me a few weeks ago before I got sick. So it sounds good. And so yeah, I want to give sobering and real answers. This is life after tech, or life trying to find the next tech job, or life trying to add non-tech to tech, because we have to be ready for all of these. And in fact, during the book, you go on a journey with me where I decide, what am I going to do? If I can't get that next tech job, or tech isn't a full-time job for me anymore, what am I going to do? And you learn what I am doing. Okay, so the moment some of you have been waiting for, though maybe not too many. This might be a little hard to see, but LinkedIn doesn't make it easy for me to zoom in the screen. It just makes the ads bigger. But I ran a poll about a week ago, asking, how long did you think it took me to completely write and do the book? So by that, I mean, start writing the book, finish the book, get the editing team to review the book and help me make it better, which they did. Thank you so much to all of the editors. Malika made the cover. Again, she's a genius. Everyone please hire her. She did Customers Know You Suck. She did Larry's Disruptive Research. She's the best. And so, and record the audiobook. Like, how long did it take for me to go from starting writing the book to it being ready for press? It was actually ready for press about 3 weeks ago, but because I was on vacation last week, I didn't want to launch the book because I didn't want that hanging over me while I was gone. Okay, so based on this LinkedIn poll, in case it's hard to see, I don't know if I can, oh, there we go, that's a little better. We had almost 200 votes, so thanks to those who played along. 24% said 5 weeks, 45% said 5 months, and 28% said 1 year, and a few other people gave their own ideas and comments, which included things like 2 hours if you used AI, which I didn't. The only AI I used was Grammarly to check some of my stuff. The actual answer is 5 weeks. The story of the book is I decided I had to write something to try to help people. If those of you who have seen me before, you know that one of my core personal qualities is I feel a need to help people, raise them up, be a catalyst to them, make them better. And 5 weeks, Jackie Powell. And so I started at the end of July. I put my headset on and I opened up my Dragon Naturally Speaking, #not sponsored, and I opened up PowerPoint. Yes, I like PowerPoint, and I started writing a course. I figured I'll make a little course trying to help people navigate these difficult times and try to maybe make some exercises that they can do to get themselves refocused and get them away from the common ideas of, oh, you have to follow your passion, and oh, you have to do what you love, and oh, this and that. And I thought, oh, this would be a great little course. And because I was dictating it and Dragon was transcribing what I was saying, 5 weeks, because Dragon was writing what I was saying, because I don't have a job right now and I had a lot to say, and if you know me, you know I have a lot to say. Within a few days, I had written 22,000 words. And I had developed, I think at that point, 8 exercises, 12 exercises. And I thought, this would be a great little course. Wow, there's so much action here. This is great. And it's really meaningful, actionable, helpful, getting people thinking and doing. And then I said, I think this is a book. So I grabbed all the text, dumped it in Word, because I know everyone's dying right now. Yeah. Dumped it in Word. Again, it's easy for me to work in Word because I'm using a lot of specialized formatting. Hold on, let's sweep it back here. I'm using a lot of specialized formatting, like these headers and automatic chapter names on the bottom of pages, and Word's just really good at that. So pick on me all you want, but I'm still a Word and PowerPoint girl. Thanks, Naz. Good to see you. Manash says, what are you doing after tech? Let's finish the other thing, and then we'll talk about what am I doing after tech. Looking forward to having you on the podcast again. Yes, I would love to do that. Where is my new question interface? Oh, here it is. Question. Okay. I had to rebuild all of this, everybody. Let's see how it looks. All right. So the book ended up taking me 5 weeks. I had it pretty much completely written in 3 weeks, and then I gave my editors 2 weeks. They were amazing. Let's read their names out loud. Thank you so much to editors. Some of them were new to me. It was great. It wasn't the same crew as all the other books. Rachel Clark Allers, what wonderful. I mean, everyone gave such amazing feedback. We had Dr. Seth. Those of you who are Delta CX fans will know Dr. Seth from the Delta CX channel. He is a licensed, certified, practicing psychologist. And I said, I need you to look at this book and make sure I'm not talking shit. And that if there's anything I'm doing that has a real psychology name, that we use that so that I'm not talking shit. So thank you to Dr. Seth. Ilaria Fioravanti, always a wonderful member of our community. Thank you so much to her. Nancy Gonzalez is sometimes in our YouTube comments with a name I won't mention, but thanks to her. Ekta Gupta, I think she helped out with at least one of our other books. And I just saw her. I took her to breakfast in Copenhagen. No, I didn't fly to Copenhagen just for that, though seeing her is worth it. We just happened to be starting our vacation in Copenhagen. Linda Wang, who is just a force of nature. I mean, she's just amazing. I don't know if Linda's here right now, but wonderful. Melanie Levy, one of my favorite people on the planet. I mean, heart, humor, fun, intelligence. Melanie is the total package. People hire her already. And Sarah Williams, who is kind of new to me and did an amazing job and really looked at it with a very critical eye. Not that the others didn't, but Sarah found some stuff that really made me go, oh no. So I always love when my editors I always say, tear this book up and take out anything that won't be 5 stars out of 5. Okay, so, hey, Melanie has probably put up an emoji and I'm not seeing it, but love ya. Okay, so Manash asks, what am I doing after tech? So first of all, I'm still hoping to work in tech. I have a couple of potential clients right now. Interestingly enough, the main calls I've been getting lately are around coaching. And I know you haven't read the book yet, but one of the things that I mention in the book that I want to go further in on, whether or not it's in tech, is coaching. I want to do more tech coaching. I want to do non-tech coaching. Maybe I want to get into leadership coaching, life coaching. That was one of the places I landed on by following my own Phoenix flight plan and my grounded goals framework, which is we'll talk about it on next week's stream, but this is a little preview. It replaces the evil Ikigai Venn diagram. A little sneak preview. Yep, I'm taking it down. That was a smiley face from Melanie. So one of the things I'm going to go more in on is coaching. I am actually going to invest in getting certified as a properly licensed and certified coach. That doesn't allow me to be a psychotherapist, but it does allow me to be a business or personal coach. So that is one of the things that I will be going in on. Obviously, I go in on writing and teaching and helping all of you as much as possible. So we've got a new YouTube channel here at Your Life After Tech. Tech. We have a new LinkedIn newsletter. We have a new Medium publication at Just Life After Tech. LinkedIn newsletter, Life After Tech. You can find all of these linked from our new website at lifeaftertech.info, which is the QR code up here. Just snap that and head on over to that site. Writing, obviously, I love writing. Oh, look at this fun layering. Oh, is that good or bad? I don't know. Writing, I love writing. I didn't think I was going to write another book, and then this just kind of fell out of me. But some of you also know that I've been writing courses. I have a course starting this week. It's the only one I'm putting on Maven. I'm going to take the other ones down off Maven. I haven't been happy with them, but this one I'll let go on Maven, and it's about better writing, presenting, and public speaking, because sometimes people say to me, oh, I want to be comfortable presenting and talking like you are. So I decided, how can I share that with people? So if you are curious about that, you can go to cxcc.to/courses, plural, and join the speaking class. It starts later this week, and it's for everybody, tech or non-tech. I mean, it's always great to be more confident with writing and presenting. Thank you, LinkedIn user. Yes, coaching is one of the places I'll be following it too. Obviously, writing and teaching came up for me. And then I don't know if I should give away the surprise fourth thing that came up for me in the book, which you do learn a lot about. And I even got a private message on LinkedIn today, someone saying, hey, how's that going? My husband and I are hoping to open a campground. He has a little bit of land in his family. It is zoned as farmland, so we're not sure we're going to be allowed to use it, but we are working on getting permission to use it. We have not applied yet. We're hoping to apply in the coming weeks and see if we can get permission to make it a glorified parking lot so that you can come with your tent or camper or van, #van life, or other thing, and come stay on the beautiful island of Sardinia as our paid guests. Thank you, Sirocco. We even have a name for it. We have all kinds of things. Our latest thing is we've been trying to figure out if we can get water. So it's going to need water. So it's going to be a project. It's going to be a process. We're hoping it'll be open in some form, even minimum viable product, by Easter 2025. But that is the fourth thing that came up for me in the 4 key areas where I decided to shift my attention to. But again, I do have some potential tech clients, and interestingly, they're mostly around coaching. I actually have a contract signed today with one European company who wants me to be a job perk for their workers. They're going to be able to come to me a certain number of hours per week or per month, and that is now a job perk for their team, and I think that's an amazing idea. I think that's lots of fun and not even that expensive. I'm still getting the old Stream Elements message coming up. That's funny. Oh, because I'm streaming to all the channels at the same time. Okay, I've got to fix all my stuff. Delta B&B. Yeah, it's actually, we're looking at calling it Vale la Sosta, which is Italian for it's worth the stop. There's a bit of a play of words in there too that's not worth going into, but you will learn all about Vale la Sosta, or at least a little bit about it. And I even have a section in here about should you live in a camper? Because a lot of people say to me like, oh my gosh, living is so expensive. Houses, apartments, should I do #van life? And I say, it's not as cheap as you think, but there's pros and cons. So I actually lay them out towards the end of the book for people who are wondering about that. #van life. Yeah, I mean, we have a camper. We love it. Could we live in it? Probably, but not with 5 dogs. And probably not with kids because we have a small one. We have 5.5 meters, including the front of the truck. And so that means we have about 4.1 meters without the front of the truck. So, we went small and cheap, and it's not going to be for everybody, but the vans are small too. Anybody have any other book or other questions? Remember, you can get the book. Just shoot the QR code up here or go on over to lifeaftertech.info. One thing that we didn't have ready to launch today, unfortunately, because of our vacation, was we're going to be building a membership site on lifeaftertech.info, because another thing I want to do is work on connecting all of you. So many of you have felt alone in this. You feel alone in your job frustrations. You feel a bit alone in layoffs. You feel a bit alone in what you're going to do next. We've got a Discord community that's completely free to join. You can find that at lifeaftertech.info. Not charging for that. Come on and join. We have about 100 people already, so it's starting to warm up. And we're going to build on the website a membership database, and we're going to make it very inexpensive to join, like $5 just to make sure you're not a bot, like $5 a year. Like, I'm not trying to turn this into wild cash adventure, something very small to make sure you're not a bot. And that way, I'm hoping to create a membership database where you can find each other. Let's say Joel has decided he's opening a cafe in New Orleans, and someone else here has decided they're going to open a cafe maybe in New Orleans. Well, shouldn't you two find each other? Shouldn't you find some way to work together? Or maybe Jackie's going to open one in San Jose, and Joel and she can compare notes. So, I want to find more ways to bring people together for, again, the least amount of money possible. So the membership database will have a small yearly fee, but again, it should be a cup of Starbucks kind of number. LinkedIn user says, happy to hear about all you have going on. I'm so excited to read your book, Debbie. I saw somewhere there's an opportunity to get a signed version. How would I do that? Thank you, LinkedIn user. Sorry, the names don't always come up. Free microdose with a cup of coffee. Well, that's going to be at Joel's Cafe. Please check. Don't forget to check your local ordinances and regulations about that. Maybe Joel is going to open cafe dispensary. I think there's some states where that would absolutely fly. I think that's a great idea in some states. So how do you get a signed version? If you go to lifeaftertech.info, which is where my QR code will lead you. I didn't buy the .com. It was too expensive. And so I just bought lifeaftertech.info. And basically there will be a link there to the book. That will dump you on a different website. Don't worry, you're still on my website. It's deltacx.media. That's my little publishing imprint. If you would like to publish a book with Delta CX Media, go to deltacx.media and check the services page. That was something else that came up in my process as part of my writing, is I would love to work with people on their books. How do I help others develop their book ideas? How do I help them organize their books? How do I help them write them and edit them and get them out there? Yes, I would expect to be paid for some of that, but that's in the soup as well. Thanks, Albert. Albert says, definitely going to check out the book. We just went to Italy for the first time. We loved it. Best of luck. Yeah, I live here. So yes, please visit Italy. Italians will know that reference. Everyone else might just think I'm asking you to visit Italy. Villages. Oh, and Sirocco will know it because I made her watch the video reference. Oh my gosh, I've had so many questions. Okay, how do we get a signed version? So if you follow to the book page, and it'll dump you on deltacx.media, I have a signed, you can buy signed copies there. They ship personally from me. My husband goes to the post office and he hands them the boxes. So it's not like these are pre-signed and they're in a warehouse somewhere and you get an impersonal book. I will personally be signing each one to you with your name and a personal message, especially if I know you, or at least a friendly message if I don't know you. But these are all personally signed and are shipped from me. I have ordered some hard copies and some paperbacks. I should be getting them on Thursday. So the first batch will go out next week if you would like Villages. Are you interested in comic books? No, I don't know yet. Oh, yes, of course I'll help you with a comic book. Are you kidding? Yes. Yes, in fact, one of the things that came up was writing. So also what I did this summer, this is like my summer book report, I wrote a book for children, everybody. It's all about my dogs. Some of you know I have 5 dogs. These are actually my dogs. Sorry, some of it is green screening out. But I released my first children's book. It's called Canetti Perfetti, which is Italian for perfect puppies. And it's book one in what will eventually be a series. And book one is Meet the Family. And it is 94 pages of fun stuff. And it's all real photos of our dogs, not AI, not posed, real photos of the dogs. And the reading level is kind of 0 through age 8. So great to read to little ones, and for those reading English, to let them try reading some English. And let's see, let's show you another example of one of my favorite pages, which has to be the handsome Tiseo. It's green screening out a little bit, but there he is. So yeah, you can find this on Amazon. It comes as a color paperback, or you can find it on deltacx.media as a PDF. I didn't bother making EPUBs or Kindles. There is a Kindle of Life After Tech. This doesn't really work on a Kindle because it's a large picture book. And some of you will enjoy, there is a middle part of the book. It's a collection of different stories, and one of them is Diana teaches you how to steal pancakes. And again, these are not posed. They were all real photos of the dogs, and we wrote the stories around what actually happened. So no AI, no posed pictures, no touched up pictures. You know, we just slapped up the pictures. Gotta run. Yes, thank you, Joel. Thank you. Thanks, Aaliyah. Yep, so you can absolutely get signed ones on deltacx.media, and both the paperback and the hardcover. The hardcover has color internal print. The paperback has grayscale internal print. But this isn't really, unlike the dog book, this isn't really a picture book. Color is not that important here, as you can see. There's a couple of things that are in color, but again, you know, you could do without it, though the hardcover is lovely. Who is it? Fire. And in case Ader is here, there is an Arion reference. There's an Easter egg in the fire. Yes, the fire the phoenix is coming out of is a tech fire, y'all. And there is a reference to one of my favorite bands and one of their songs in the binary. There you go. I hope everybody enjoyed our new theme song for the Life After Tech channel. It is, of course, by Toehider, who did the theme song for the other channels. That one he custom wrote for us. This was one of his existing songs that I licensed off him, and I cut the opening. I cut the opening into an instrumental version, and when we end the show, it will have a not instrumental version. It's got some lyrics on it, and it's called "Quit Forever?" ? And let me write back to people telling me that there was a problem with the shop page from iPhones. Yes, thanks to our CXCC Patreons, who I sadly ignored a bit this summer, but hey, I was a little busy writing a book and a course. There will be more courses. Someone asked today about my product market fit course. I will be writing that probably over Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that course will be out in January, but I'm going to take it off Maven. I'm just not happy with Maven. So we'll let the speaking course run on Maven, and then I am done with them. And clapboard scene. Any other book questions or comments? Let's see if I'm missing anything. Let's refresh some pages. Oh yeah, and there is a Kindle version. I can't remember if I mentioned that already. And don't forget that next Monday at 9 o'clock Italy time, I'll be broadcasting on Your Life After Tech. I'm not going to send it out to all the channels. Again, we'll be on LinkedIn and we'll be on Your Life After Tech. So make sure you subscribe there. And I will be doing a lightning lesson on the book where I'm going to go into a little bit more depth on some of the things that it teaches. And we'll try one of the exercises together. I think it was Melanie suggested I do the exercise around a sense of reward. So there's that. Let's see. What's your favorite part of the book? Oh, probably the part I read is the sample. It's hard. I guess, Ekta, what's your favorite part of the book? Because you've read it. What's my favorite part of the book? Gosh, let me look at the table of contents again. Probably some of the sense of reward stuff, because I think that's something we haven't really talked about. We hear people talk about follow your passion, do what you love, and I don't think we really talk about what really gives us a sense of reward. Where does a sense of reward come from? And can we feel a sense of reward even when we do a job that we don't really love or on paper doesn't seem very rewarding? And I think my story in that chapter is going to surprise a lot of people about when I worked in a recording studio in the 1990s for minimum wage with Ikigai. Yeah, that's chapter 8. Yeah. I do like that one too. I think that chapter came out really well. Thank you. And anyway, I tell a story in chapter 6 about when I was much younger and I worked in a recording studio for minimum wage, which was $4.25 an hour. And so I certainly wasn't doing it for the money. And I certainly wasn't doing it because it was my life's goal to clean toilets. But it was full of great memories, and I found it very rewarding. How? And so the chapter goes into that, and I hope that it sparks, that and the exercise sparks some ideas for people for like, okay, I'm not going to love every job or work that I have. I haven't loved even working in tech, I haven't loved every job I've been in. Hands up. Who has only loved every job they've worked in and never worked at a crappy job with a toxic narcissist or an evil boss? Come on. We're kissing frogs all the time. So there's nothing wrong in work with not doing your passion or not following something you love. It's okay if your work is work. And you just have to find something that feels rewarding. Jackie says, hey, Debbie, anything in your book that points to taking one tech skills and combining with an offline passion to create a business or multiple side hustles? Why, yes, Jackie, there is. And I didn't prompt Jackie on this. I know Jackie already has a great idea for Jackie's next business. I'm so excited to hear more. Jackie is talking about chapter 9, potential work areas. So chapter 9, when we start digging, when we've gotten through half the Phoenix flight plan and we're up to potential work areas, thank you, Ekta. Let's put this one up. So when we get up to potential work areas, Melanie's, yes. So I've got, here, I do talk about transferable tech skills, but I come at it from an angle you're not expecting. I come at it not from like, well, I'm a UX researcher. What else can I do that looks like UX research? I come at it more from the angle of your question, which is, what makes me a good UX researcher? And what else might I do where I'm using my core personal qualities that made me a good UX researcher? So to Jackie, yes, you want chapter 9. Melanie is asking if I have any shows planned with people who pivoted out of tech. I'm so glad you asked. We are starting the Your Life After Tech podcast. I have 3 people already signed up to record episodes with me, so I hope the first one will be ready in October. I'm looking for more people who are thinking about leaving tech, left tech, adding non-tech work to tech, introduce them to me, and we'll see. I might invite them to the thing. So they won't necessarily be live shows. They'll be pre-recorded just to make sure everybody's comfortable with what they're saying. Just in case they might say later, "Ooh, wait, I didn't want to say that about that." So just in case, those are going to be pre-recorded, but there will absolutely be live streams as well. So in fact, if you check our good old events calendar at cxcc.to/events, I will be doing an Ask Me Anything session every Wednesday on this channel. So Tuesday on CXCC about UX, product, strategy, tech, and then Wednesday on this channel about non-tech and career change and career coaching, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, if people are interested or curious about my coaching, everybody gets one free. If you haven't had a free coaching session with me yet, sign up. It's free. It's free. There's no obligation. I don't take your credit card. You can find the link on lifeaftertech.info. Say coaching. It'll dump you in my calendar. And basically, I'm not a psychotherapist, so please don't come to me necessarily with childhood trauma. This is mostly going to be in the career, entrepreneurship, and a little bit of life coaching buckets, in the work, leading the work, all of that stuff. So yes, I am planning pre-recorded podcast style interviews and shows with the people who have pivoted or are pivoting or are just adding a non-tech business to what they're doing, which as of now is the direction I'm headed in. I don't have a tech job at this time. I'm looking for one. Hello, everybody. And again, I have some interesting potential clients, but mostly they are in the kind of coaching and teaching realm. But if I could get those, they would be awesome. I love doing that stuff. And even when I don't love it, I still find ways to make it rewarding, because chapter 6, sense of reward, was it chapter 6? Yeah. Chapter 6, sense of reward. Even when I don't love it, there's ways to find that things are rewarding to you. You don't have to love your work. I think back about some of the work I've done in the past. I didn't love working on a portal for home warranties, but I did a good job. I was paid well. I worked with nice people. And also remember our free Discord. I see people joining it as I'm talking, so please join the free Discord. I want to support people there as well. There's no charge to join that at all. Sean, were there any particular chapters that were more work than the others after the first draft? Yeah, I think Grounded Goals got the biggest rewrite. Ekta, you were there. Do you think Grounded Goals got the biggest rewrite? I think it was, let's put the Phoenix Flight Plan back up, since that's a lot of the book is walking you through these phases. I think Grounded Goals got the biggest rewrite because I start out by introducing Maslow's hierarchy of needs and the common graphic we see of Ikigai. Did I add Ikigai to my board here? I'm not seeing it. I meant to add it. I could swear I added it. Anyway, but when people got a hold of, when the editors got a hold of that chapter and Dr. Seth, they looked at it and they were like, you know, there's some stuff here that could be said better. Linda Wong pointed out some stuff in that chapter that could be said better. I think that one got the biggest rewrite, but it ended up so much better. So I was just so grateful. Oh, and I would say another thing that was really funny was I had originally written the Grounded Goals framework as 7 steps, ending in work area specifics. I said, okay, your 7-step Phoenix Flight Plan. And then I had this chapter on the end of the book with budgeting and scenario planning. And it was like this weird thing hanging on the end. And then I was like, well, it's not a weird thing hanging on the end. It's the thing you have to do to start following through on your plan. You have to start looking at numbers and spreadsheets and thinking about some life choices and planning different scenarios. And I think it was editor Rachel who pointed out that the strength of that chapter was more the scenario planning than the budgeting. So then I was like, Oh no, I don't have a 7-phase plan. I have an 8-phase plan. Oops. Good thing I realized that before I published that. So, because it's hard, because once I record the audiobook, I don't change the book. That's it. The audiobook's been recorded. So luckily I figured that one out myself. Yeah, so there were definitely a couple of weird roller coastery moments, but they all got dealt with very quickly because I gave the editors 2 weeks. And that's not hard because it's a short book. It's 38,600 words, which most people will be able to read in about 5 hours. Obviously, if you read slower or you want to take more time with it, please do. It is not a contest. But to just read through the content, it might take you about 5 hours. And then I hope you will spend days and days and days on the exercises. There is also a Miro board, by the way, for all of the exercises. It is in the Miroverse. Lifeaftertech.info will help you get to the Miroverse template, so that's totally free. It's got my examples from the book, and then under that it's got blank frames for you to put in your work. So you can do whatever, you can do the exercises however you want. You can journal, you can draw, you can sketch, you can Miro, you can paper sticky note, but I made a Miro template for everybody showing my examples with my own path, and then a blank one for you. So there is no workbook to buy. I've been so amazed looking at some other people's career change books, because I consider this a career change, career coaching book. I was so amazed that so many people are like upsell city. They're like, well, you bought the book, but now you need the workbook. I think those of you who know me know that I don't play it that way. You buy the book, it is the workbook. You don't have to buy anything else. You can get coaching from me if you like, but you know what I hope you'll do? I hope you'll take this book to your coach. If you already have a coach, you have a career coach, you have a life coach, you have a business coach, take this to them. You have a therapist, you have a professional helping you. Take this to them. It doesn't have to be with me. This is a tool for you and them. And it's different from the other stuff that's out there because it's not going to be toxically positive. It's not going to say, keep your energy up and power of positive thinking. And, I don't go there. I'm a little more realistic. Ms. Concept said, I'm 8 years into UX, out of contracts a couple of months, curious to see what's next. Same here, Ms. Concept, except I've got years in UX, but let's just say I'm with you. And my last contract ended at the end of June, so I've also been out of contracts for a couple of months, and that's nerve-wracking. That's scary. I have been applying to a lot of things and doing what I can, but I just want to remind people, Sean, that's why I love you. Sean, why do you love me? The problem is I see these things 40 seconds later because of the delay. Oh, maybe because I'm not making you buy an extra workbook. That's my guess. Well, thank you, Sean. Grazie. The book is the workbook. For those of you used to my book style, you will see your familiar orange boxes. The orange boxes or if you have a black and white book, gray boxes. They are the exercises. And then again, you can always find them in Miro. And I also made Discord channels for people who want to share their exercise work with others. So again, that's some peer-to-peer love, totally free. The real talk. I think we have to have the real talk. It doesn't make sense for me to say, just keep your head up or find your passion or find work that is your life calling. My life calling is to sing. That's probably my first life calling. My second life calling is to be a catalyst to all of you. That's great and it's rewarding, but it doesn't always make me money. And so what can I do that makes money while I fulfill the sense of reward from being a catalyst to all of you? You see what I'm saying? Jairus, I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing you incorrectly. I'm really excited to see your second book out. Oh, you're so sweet. I think this is my 6th. You're very sweet. You don't have to read the others. Let's see. Book 3 was Customers Know You Suck. Still very proud of this one. Can't make it too much better. Very happy with it. I ghost wrote Larry Marine's Disruptive Research. Sorry, I'm a little sick. Got sick on vacation. And this summer I put out a children's book about my 5 dogs. So I think this is technically my 6th book. You don't have to go back and read 1 and 2. They're a little outdated. But honestly, I'm still trying to fully digest the first one. Okay, so you're probably reading Customers Know You Suck. Yeah, this one is much shorter. Customers Know You Suck was 120,000 words. This one is under 40,000 words. So this one is a fast read. In fact, the audiobook is exactly 5 hours, almost on the nose. So even the audiobook is at 1x, and I spoke 15% slower than the average person. So even at Deb speaking slowly and deliberately for the audiobook, which you are welcome to speed up. But because I have so many international readers and listeners and fans and people for whom English is not their first language or a comfortable language, I like to speak a little more slowly because everyone else can dial it up. Sean says, which exercises are you most excited about, got the most out of, or hear feedback about? Well, the book came out today, so I haven't had a lot of feedback yet. But I would say some of the early feedback as people are starting to go through the first few exercises, the people who've started reading the book and have made it through the first 3 exercises tell me that they are cathartic. And that people seem to get a lot out of exercise 3, which I think is gratitude. Don't worry, it's not touchy-feely woo-woo crystals. It's really just gratitude. And I hear a lot of positive ones about that. I got a lot of feedback from the editors on core personal qualities. I learned that it's very hard for some people to list positive things about themselves. They might come from cultures or homes where that was far from encouraged. You were not supposed to say nice things about yourself. You were supposed to be humble and quiet and let other people say nice things about you and then tell them, oh, no, 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 no. And I think it's going to be hard for some people to have to say, there are some great things about me. This is true for almost everybody. There's a few toxic, malignant narcissists out there where I have trouble finding some good qualities in you, but you're not watching this show because you are the low ego action heroes. But for most of us, we have a pile of positive qualities, but we've been taught by so many people to not say them or think about them. Hello, Oz, yay, Oz. I see you through your kaleidoscope. Hello, Oz. New book, Life After Tech. It's Oz, everybody. And if you want to learn Excel, make sure you're going to the Excel on Fire YouTube channel, #NotSponsored. Oz, I was thinking about you the other night because when we were on vacation, we saw a band do Disco Inferno. And I remember you karaokeing that at our wedding. Yeah, X is like, not me. Yeah, it's really common for people to hear, don't say nice things about yourself. Don't say you're smart. Don't say you're beautiful. Don't say you're a good person. Just be more humble. And I think there's humility, but you can still know that you have good qualities. And my book kind of requires you to get in touch with them. Sorry, I'm also sick, so sorry about the coughing. Mug available at deltacx.shop. So yeah, I think that one is hard for people, especially based on where you grew up, your culture, your family. I grew up in a loud, narcissistic household in New York, so it was a lot of I'm great. Except I wasn't supposed to think I was great. Everybody else was great. That's a different story. I was the black sheep. So everybody's got their own baggage and history, but I think it's important to sit down and go, there are some very beautiful things about me, and they're things that make me me. And maybe I won't say them out loud so that I don't ruffle feathers in my family or in my society, but I'm just going to do an exercise right now, and I'm going to make sure I recognize those things, because that's going to help you more than anything, in my opinion, find your future work opportunities. Burn, baby, burn. Burn the algorithm down. Burn it. Yeah, sorry, I'm so sick I can't even sing. Isn't that the saddest? It's sad. And thank you to the private message saying you're sorry I got sick on what was my honeymoon. Us too. But in the scheme of things, we're not too bad. And we're on day 5 or 6 of being sick, so we'll be fine very soon. It's mostly coughing, little sniffles. I don't smoke. That's just an ugly cough. Okay. If there's any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, let's talk about life after tech or life during tech and adding non-tech work to our world and preparing for what will come next. Because the sad truth is that many of us will live longer than a tech career will sustain us. I don't have numbers on that. That is my guess. I'm looking at all the articles about layoffs and AI and combining jobs and cost cutting and founder mode. And I think, you know what? This is not necessarily a climate that's welcoming us and welcoming more of us. And that means we have to take action. A lot of us have already felt unprepared by the layoffs and the joblessness and not finding that next contract right after the last contract. So that's what this is about. Life After Tech merch. I did put some up. You can go to deltacx.shop and there is Life After Tech merch. Let me see if I can pull that up. Hold on. Disco Inferno. Delta. Oh, I can't even type. It must be time for bed. deltacx.shop. Excuse me. All right, let's share this screen again. Merge. So if you go over to our Redbubble store at deltacx.shop, you will find stuff. You will find the usual Customers Know You Suck and CXCC and Delta CX stuff like FAQs are content without strategy. You don't need another fucking workshop, and design thinking sucks. As well as Customers Know You Suck stuff, and now Life After Tech stuff. That is supposed to have more stuff in it, so I'll have to fix that. But hopefully, if we go to all designs, will it come up? Let's see. Okay, so we have Life After Tech Round and Life After Tech Wide. This looks a little weird, but if we go into Round, yeah. So we got round versions of stuff and we got wide. So yes, there is the merch. I do not have my coffee cup yet, but I did order a giant sticker from Redbubble and it looks like this. Okay, I got it today. It's very big. I don't know where I'm going to put this. It's too big. But yes, you can have the giant sticker from my Redbubble shop. There you go. Another fun thing that I did is I made a background thingy for my phone. What do you call it? A wallpaper. And it just makes me feel so happy. I have Night Phoenix. Anyway, the main thing I can ask everybody is to please tell your friends. I have people who are afraid to comment on my posts. They private message me. They say, I can't comment on your Life After Tech posts. I don't want my job to see that I'm nervous about this. I don't want a recruiter to see that I'm worried about what if I can't get a job. I don't want people to see that I'm struggling or desperate. I get it. So that means this is going to have to be a little bit more word of mouth. All of you know, I bet all of you know at least 10 people right now who've been laid off, who are having trouble finding the next job, who are having trouble getting interviews or past interviews, who are worried about how they're going to pay their bills come Christmas or after Christmas. Please, I believe that this can help people. It is $18. 10 if you buy the digital version. I don't know what Audible's going to charge. It's out of my control. It is not a large investment and no other investment is required. It is not like there is a club to join or a course to buy. this is it. So, for $18, I really hope to help people. And if you like at least some of the book, please leave a review on Amazon and or Goodreads. That helps me a lot. I have a few haters who love to put 1-star reviews up as soon as my book's published, even though they don't buy them or read them. That's sad stuff. And it's karma, y'all. Put out some good karma. So please, I can't reach everybody this book needs to reach. There have been over 500,000 layoffs in the last 2 years, and I bet many people are still unemployed. Yes, some jobs have opened, but many of those jobs are fake. And, many of them pay less than we're used to, and many of them want us to move to a city we don't want to live in or can't, live in. A little verklempt. Sean says, they are not looking at your social. And if they are, they would not think ill of your post or support. They're too busy. I don't know. But I get private messages from people who say, I can't even press like on your Life After Tech stuff. I don't want people to know I'm struggling. So I say press like for someone else. Press like because then LinkedIn knows this is a good post worth raising in the algorithm. If you comment even with a fire emoji or something, LinkedIn goes, this person thought it was worth their time to comment. That helps in the algorithm. Please go to 10 people you know and tell them about this book. And if you want to wait till you've read some of it, that's fine too. But please, help spread the word. It's going to be hard for me to reach people because this topic is still highly stigmatized. There is no other book about leaving tech and about feeling disappointed with tech. This appears to be it. Yes, there are career change books, and this is one of them. I think I'm saying something different, but this addresses what's going on now in 2024, 2025. Please reach out to the people you know and tell them there is a plan. There is a plan that they can follow. And even if they don't enact that plan now and they want to stay in tech, that's fine. But have a plan. Have the plan. Better to have the plan and not need it than be caught without it. It's just like insurance. All right. So, let's see. Are there any other questions anybody wants to ask about the book? Again, I will be back here next Monday, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock? No. 9 o'clock? Yeah, I think it's 9 o'clock Italy time. And we will talk a little bit more about the book and we'll do one of the exercises. And so again, tell people to join that. All of these will be archived on the YouTube channel. So for some reason you can't make the live streams I'm going to do, come on back to Your Life After Tech on YouTube. I couldn't get Life After Tech, Your Life After Tech. So book is Life After Tech. YouTube and podcast will be Your Life After Tech. And come on back and watch those videos and give us a thumbs up and a comment to help us out in the algorithm. Please subscribe. Subscribe so that we can get more peeps involved. So I'll give you a few more seconds to let me know if you have any other questions. And let's see. And again, please just spread the word. Hey, it's Lee. Unfortunately, I know too many who are struggling. Hopefully this helps them think through a new go forward plan. Looking forward to reading it. Thank you, Lee. I figure if anybody knows how much people are struggling, it's going to be Lee. And so, Lee, I really hope that you will help spread the word to the peeps that you know. That's what I hope. So again, we'll be broadcasting in the future on LinkedIn, through LinkedIn Live, and also on the Your Life After Tech channel, so that we can keep it separate from the CXCC channel, where I will still do my shows helping people with their tech work, and then this will be helping you not do tech work. And thanks to the CXCC patrons, even though they're not totally relevant here, we're broadcasting to that channel, so all of my little pieces are coming up. All right, I'm going to cue up the end of the show and hope it works. I'll put on my headset. See if the end of the show I built functions correctly. So, just a reminder, tomorrow's Tuesday. I will be doing my usual Q&A AMA on the CXCC channel. That's for people with tech work questions. Thank you, Alma. Thanks for putting so many of my thoughts into writing. Yeah, I hope the book will help. I saw your post on LinkedIn. I hope you can find something. And so tomorrow, CXCC. And then Monday, back on probably this channel and CXCC. We'll broadcast to all of them next Monday just to get people more into the new channel. All right, let's see if the show closing works, since it's got music and fire and all kinds of things. If anybody has further questions for me, I'm hanging out in the Discord whenever I'm awake. So just go to lifeaftertech.info, which is where this QR code will take you, and join our free Discord community. The website membership community is still under construction. Thank you, Linda. Great work back at you. Yes, Linda is amazing. Sirocco, thank you. And I guess I will catch everybody tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be a little less sick. Thanks again, and please help spread the word. See ya.
It's whatever, and it's never